As we move into our Reach Together track, we explore the connection between our interpersonal relationships and our shared success. In our next talk, Justen Paden uses the analogy of nature and the development of a date tree to parallel his own journey of growth and transition into servant leadership.
Let us learn from those who plant dates. A date tree takes 80 years from the first time it's planted to bear its first fruit. To plant a date tree is an act of faith, a sign of hope, and one's loving commitment to the future. Every time I've read that, multiple times, I get goosebumps. There's something about it. To the point where I'm like the goat going, ah! Every sentence reveals a part of my life. Today, I want to take you on 3 specific chapters of my life, each building upon the next. My hope is that you can see a part of you and my stories and emerge with something new. Chapter 1, let's begin with the planners and the roles they play in our lives. Think about someone who has taught you something valuable and you can't let it go. We all have different planners, and they're all teaching us things we desperately needed to know. It is senior year. I met Spencer when I was a resident assistant. As a supervisor, he was there with me. Graduation approach, I felt excited, but then extremely nervous because I needed to figure out what to do with my life. Into chaos, Spencer was there. He was a constant. Like a planner, he believed in me when I did not believe in myself at all. He gave me the nudge I needed, and sometimes pushing me when my feet refused to move a little bit. Every push and nudge was a reassurance to step into the unknown. Well, that unknown turned out to be going to grad school and working for assessment. Yeah, 2 things I know nothing about at the time. However, I had Kim Case. She was my supervisor. For those 2 years in grad school, she was my guide. One day, I walked in her office and sat down, and she said, "Do you know what a growth mindset is?" I said, "No. Why would I know?" However, that one question unlocked something within me I didn't know. It became a core idea of my life and identity. A simple mantra: believe growth will occur. It became how I viewed grad school and how I wrote a thesis. Fun fact, that's what my thesis was about. Every draft, every meeting, every struggle was evidence for my growth. Kim instilled the idea that I need to believe in myself, and I also believe that growth will occur. These planners were critical. Spencer showed me nudges are needed. Kim taught me how to take every day as an opportunity to reflect and grow. Now, I'm sure we all know what growth is, but I want to dig into what the actual idea of the source of growth is for chapter 2. Random fun fact, that's 1 of 4 windowsills that contains 4 plants in my apartment. I love taking care of plants. I love researching plants. Not knowing much about a date seed, I went to the good old Google. Did you know a date seed takes 6 to 8 weeks to sprout roots? Then 4 years later, you have a tree. Then 76 years later, you have fruit. That is a long time for freaking fruit, as you all agree. I don't have, obviously, a date tree with me today, but I brought a friend from home. This is a Chinese money plant. We have lots of conversations, lots of one-on-ones. Anybody else do that? I don't see any hands. That's cool. No matter how much I talk to this plant, my voice isn't the source of growth. It's the roots. When we are stagnant, like this plant can be, the roots are what get us through. At the core, The roots are our beliefs. We all have different roots, developed an identity, community, or a passion you found within yourself. These roots with strong beliefs and internal values will get us through the struggle of daily life or the hardest thing that you have to deal with right now. With strong beliefs and internal values in line, do they encourage growth for you right now? Or are they making you stagnant? Right now, I'm sure with those questions you might be feeling 1, 2, or all these emotions. I am right now because this is what growth is for me right now. Standing on a stage, talking to people I don't know and some people I do know, this is what growth looks like. No matter what you feel, it is data and information. It tells us why growth is pushing us along, how growth is helping us. So maybe as you go through a day and not knowing what's going to occur, take a different perspective. Don't ask how, but say yes to the unknown. And remember, the rest will unfold over time. Now, the planters, they don't worry about 80 years. The plant will do the work. They focus on the why. In chapter 3, I want to dig into the idea of why they choose to plant the dates. Robert Greenleaf, the father of servant leadership, has the answer. A servant leader consciously decides to serve first with joy to inspire others to serve. Kim and Spencer taught me that servant leadership both requires actions and words. So you're probably wondering at this point, how is this done? I got an answer for you right here. I got cookies. Cookies is how servant leadership happens. Here you go. Have a cookie. Have a cookie. Baking is how I love to connect and care with others and show them they have value. When you care and connect with someone, it motivates them. And when they feel motivated, they want to serve others well. AKA, that is what servant leadership is. We all can be servant leaders, but how do we create a community of servant leaders? Listen well, ask questions, and make sure to learn about and from others. Make space for others to use their gifts and let them lead where they may. Seize the opportunity to grow as a community through service. We all can be the date tree. Our primary goal is to bear fruit and provide a resting place for all of us to come. That is one way we can create a better future that includes the best for everybody in this room and outside this room. As I come to a close, I want to invite you into a moment of reflection. Let's begin by closing our eyes, taking a deep breath in, listen to my words and block out all the other noise around you, and reflect upon these 3 questions I have to offer. Who are the planters in your life? What growth wants to happen through you? Where are the opportunities for you to serve others right now and serve them well? As you all open your eyes, I just want to remind you of 3 things. Receive from others, keep growing, and serve to the best you possibly can. Thank you.